Hello guys, my name is Lillian. Thank you for stopping by. To my subscribers, I say thank you very much, and please click on the subscribe button to subscribe if you've not done so. Also like, share and comment on my video. So in this video we'll be learning how to make a fluffy baby dress. Please stay with me. Let's cut and sew this dress. So we'll be needing your tool. I have 5 yards of tool here. I'll be using 5 yards for this shiny tool, and I have lining 1 yard, doll face material 1 yard, and I have hard net. I have 1 yard, but I'll not be using all of them. So the pattern I'll be using is the pattern I used in my last video. So if you've not watched the video, please go ahead and watch the video I posted before this one. You'll see how I drafted this. But the only alteration I'll be making is on the back panel. In that video, I came down by 5 inches. I made a deep V neckline, not really V, sharp V, but a curvy V. So in this one, I'll be making it just 1 inch. The neck depth will be just 1 inch. So I will have drawn out another pattern, same way I did on the video, but here the neck depth is just 1 inch, unlike this one that is 5 inch. I want 5 inches. I want a high neckline. So these are the two I'll be using. The front, I'll maintain the neck depth for the front pattern. So I'll use this pattern to cut out the lining and the doll face. I've cut out the lining and the doll face material with this pattern. I went ahead and attached pearls and applique on the doll face that I'll be using. So this is what I cut out with. Same thing with the lining. So what I will do now is I will place it like so. This will serve as the fabric I'll be using. Right side facing each other, I will place the shoulder together, and I'll stitch with 1/2 inch seaming allowance. Same thing is what I'm going to do on the lining. Right side facing each other this way, and I'll stitch it with 1/2 inch seam allowance. This is for the upper part, and for the down part I'll be cutting a half flip. The waist circumference I am using is 20 inches. So but I'll be adding a zipper at the back, 2 inches zipper allowance. So 20 plus 2 inches is 22. What I will do is that 22, since I'm cutting a half flip, I will divide that 22 inches by 3.142. 22 divided by 3.142 gives me 7 inches. So the 7 inches is the radius I'll be using to cut out the skirt part. So first you fold your material into 2 like so. So for the skirt part, you will fold your material into 2 before folding in a triangular form. We said the waist circumference we'll be working with is 22 inches. So dividing that by 3.142 gave us 7 inches. So that 7 inches is what we are going to bring to this point and mark across 7 inches, holding it down 7 inches. So just mark it across the fabric like so. So this is our 7 inches. For the length of the skirt part, the full length of the fabric gown is 22 inches. So remember the upper part is already 7.5 inches. Minusing it from 22 inches will give us 14.5 inches, but I'll be adding a 1/2 inch to hold it together with the upper part. So what we now have now is 15 inches. So the tool, I'll be cutting the tool 15 inches. But remember, this is the lining. The lining will be shorter than the tool with 2 inches. And the door face will be shorter than the tool with only 1 inch. So 15 inches minus 2 inches will now give us 13 inches. From here, you add that 13 inches plus the 7 inches of our waist radius. That is 20. So from here now, from the upper part, I'm going to measure 20. Once you take 20, you mark it across as well. 20. You take it all through 20 inches. So when I take it, I'll cut it out and cut as well. So from here to this 20 inches is what I will cut out. Cut it out. This is the lining. From here to here is 13 inches, and the lining is 14. The door face is 14 inches, whereas the lining is 13 inches. And for the tool, I folded it. I folded the 5 yards I had and cut a width of 15 inches. So this is the 15 inches that I cut out. I'll be taking it to my sewing machine to gather them up. And also for the sleeve I cut out a strap of this same tool. The length is 60 inches, whereas the width is 7 inches. I will gather this up as well and use it as my sleeve. Now I have joined the shoulder, likewise that of the lining. Also, the sleeve that I cut out earlier, I gathered it. The 2 sleeve, I'll be using this for the sleeve. I will go ahead and join this to this part of this bodice. I will join it like so and sew on it. Join this one as well and sew on it. When I sew on it, I will use this lining and place right side on each other. Right side like this. I'll try as much as possible to fold in this inside to get the neckline. When I get the neckline, I'll match them together and sew round the neckline. Then I'll come to the armhole again and sew on the 2 armhole. Again, I'll go ahead and sew this sleeve to this shoulder part, only on this shoulder part. After sewing them, I'll push them inside like this, then use my lining and cover them so as to get the neckline. Make sure you are not sewing the neckline together with the sleeve. Once I get the neckline, I'll sew around the neckline, push this as well, and sew the armhole. Then I will turn it inside out. I've sewn on the neckline and the 2 armholes. I will turn it from here. I'll pull it out from the front part. Gently, you pull it out. This is what it looks like when I turn it out. The next thing I will do is to press it. Press the neckline and the armhole. I've ironed it out. The next thing I will do now is take to my sewing machine, match the front side, one side of the back side and the front. Match it like so, and sew with 1 inch seam allowance that we left when we were drafting. Likewise on this, fabric to fabric, then the lining to the lining. The fabric to the fabric, the lining to the lining. You sew with 1 inch seam allowance. For the tool, I've gathered it. I had four strips. I cut out 4 and I gathered each of them before gathering the 4 of them together. and this is 22 inches. I gathered it to a waist of 22 inches. That's the waist circumference we'll be using. We use 20 as the waist circumference and 2 inches for zipper allowance. So this now is 22 inches. So what I will do for the net is that I'll bring my doll face, my satin fabric, and use the net to cover it up. I will join it together. This will now be one. This part will be one. I'll join the doll face to the net fabric like this. I'll join it at the waist area. This will be one. And for the lining is what I'll be joining to the lining of the fabric. That is when I must have finished joining the sides together. Right now, I've joined the sides together. I'll join them together. What I'll do next is I'll bring my lining and join it to this lining. The lining of the upper part. I'll match it right side facing each other. I'll locate the midpoint on the bodice and on the skirt part. I'll match both of them together. And I'll take to my sewing machine and stitch with 1/2 inch seam allowance. Then for the bodice itself, for the front part that is serving as the fabric, I've joined my two to the lining to the doll face as well. Like I said earlier, I'll join it together and I will match it up with this, just like I did on the lining parts. I'll locate the midpoint on this and on this, and I'll face them right side to right side. Right side to right side. I'll pin them down. And I'll take to my sewing machine as well and stitch it with 1/2 inch seam allowance. I've joined them together, the two to the fabric, then the lining to the lining. This is what it looks like. The last thing I'm to do now is to hem the down parts of both the lining and the doll face, and also attach a zipper to this back side. I'll be using an invisible zipper. So what I will do is that I will measure 4 inches down and close the rest before attaching the zipper. But I'll not close it together, the 4 of them. You know, I had 4 strips. Each one, I'll join each one to each other and join the net. I'll close the net separately, like I'm doing. One net to one net, the other to the other. There are 4 in number. I'll close them separately. And for the doll face as well, I'll close it separately. Likewise the lining, I will not be joining anything together. Then I will attach the zipper and the cloth is ready. So thank you for watching up to this point. If this video was helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Also subscribe if not done that, and like, share, comment on this video, on this channel as well. I have a lot coming on this channel. Thank you for watching.